get the feeling.
You get it, dude. I was like, shit, goddamn, make me work a little harder.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bend a little harder.
That's amazing.
But yeah, dude. So I coached him how to stay in key, how to pitch, whatever, and how to run the scale. And that kid just took off, dude. I'm like, fuck. So I've been wanting to be in a band with him and wanting the right situation with him, with the right people. And we started a death metal band together.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. And Big J Curran.
Welcome to the podcast. We got BoilerMan tonight, dude. We got Angelo. Yes. We got Floyd, two of the fucking members of BoilerMan. There's, three more that obviously we cannot fit in here. This would be chaos with eight people, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody talking over each other.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate
it. Dude, I'm stoked to have you guys in. Man. You guys are, and I've said this to you, probably drunk at somewhere, my favorite band right now, dude. Wow. I mean, favorite band in Ventura, dude.
That means a lot coming from you.
It's been a long time since I've seen like a thrashy metal fucking band come out and fully formed.
Right on.
You know what I mean? You see a lot of bands come out and you can tell they're gonna get there. Right. You guys came out fucking fully formed, especially with your vocals.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Other than Junior, they've been around long enough that they should come out fully formed.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like they're new. You guys
of
all
course.
been doing this shit together for a couple million years.
Yeah. It was, when we first started, it was kind of like, it was kind of a wide spectrum of what we were doing. You know, we flirted a little bit with the past a little bit.
Right.
But then it just seemed like one day we just showed up and like, this is how it's going to sound.
It's all just clicked, right?
It's awesome, man.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it has a formula. It has its own thing going on, you know, so we're real excited, you know. And Floyd puts the fucking, the edge to it all for, you know.
Right.
He does, dude.
Because a lot of that, well, first of all, you guys like fit in with the Nardcore sound. It's thrashy, it's punk, but also the metal edge in Ventura, which is like largely unspoken of because Nardcore gets fucking overshadows a lot of things in this world. And there's a lot of fucking memetalheads in Ventura, you know, me being one of them. I'm a metalhead first who got into like punk and hardcore later, you know what I mean? And you guys, I heard you guys jamming at your spot when you guys are first forming, and I think I was doing something with John downstairs, and I was like, who the fuck is that, dude? You know what I mean? And I saw you guys kind of come down. I was like, okay, we're going to be good. Ventura's going to be good, cool, dude.
Man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good time, man.
So what, obviously, do you guys know each other? Did you guys know each other very well before you started?
We go back to 7th grade.
Yeah. Do you really? Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Oxnard, El Rio, Oxnard.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up all over Oxnard.
I was in Wainimi.
Like
I lived
pretty much neighbors.
I lived everywhere in Oxnard.
Everybody kind of knew each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you're any type of in the scene.
Right. Yeah.
But dude, amazing. I met him in 7th grade. I was like all into Dio and Maiden and Rat and all that, you know, and stuff like that. And I met him, and I think I was wearing an Iron Maiden shirt or something. And I didn't know him yet, but he's like, hey, man, have you heard the new Iron Maiden? You know, it was when Summer in Time came out. I'm like, no, but I was super into Power Slave. You know what I mean? So I'm like, the next one? So he's like, bring me a tape. Bro, my brother's got it. I'll make you a tape. And
that's
dude,
the shit.
He fucking brought me the tape, dude, and it had Summer in Time on the one side, but it had fucking Dr. No Plug and Jesus on the other side.
Really?
And that shit fucking poof.
Opened you up, huh?
It would beyond open me up, dude. It was fucking evil. It was metal, and it was punk.
See, that's what
you know what I mean? I was just like, and that's been the form. That album has been like the go-to formula thing of my whole entire life.
When I first started working security and doing stuff around town, and the first time I heard Dr. No, and my brother was way into punk and stuff in Oxnard. We both grew up in Oxnard. I used to walk to school with Davi and Joe because we lived on Terrace as well. And so the first time I heard Dr. No, I was like, this isn't like, because I was so used to everything being like aggression and repeat and all punk.
Right.
And I heard Dr. No, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, all right, I can get in this. I can get
Yeah.
into. You know, I wasn't into the whole punk thing, but when I heard Dr. No for the first time, it was same thing. I was like, what
Life
the
Returns.
fuck is this?
I was
Right,
like, what
yeah.
the life?
Well, that was like the spawn of crossover,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, you got COC, you
all
got Dr.
over it.
No, you got all these fucking even Melvins in like some
Yeah.
weird way.
Yeah.
Back then, like they started, all these punks got tired of punk, and they realized that they're gonna go back to their high school roots and start fucking ripping some metal in there
that's
too. You
cool.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I remember that record being one of the ones that I thought like,
Pivotal.
fuck, man. You know, as a metalhead, I hate all punk, right? You know, I was like the sixth grader wearing Cannibal Corpse shirts in
Right,
fucking school. You know what I mean? Like, and Pantera and the whole fucking deal. You know, I was early '90s or whatever, and then I started hearing that shit, and then it wasn't until I heard like heavy shit, like His Hero's Gone and all these like gnarly like Drop Dead, you know, all these like gnarly thrash like grind bands and shit, because it was already grind. When I heard Ramones, I thought, this fucking sucks, dude. You know, it's slow. You know, I mean, I now as an adult, I realize the importance
You
of
can
the
appreciate
Ramones.
it
You know what I mean? I
more,
appreciate
yeah.
everything.
Like I remember, like, because I was so into that certain type of heavy metal and rock. You know, I was really into classic rock too. I was really Zeppelin and
Right,
Sabbath and all that shit, like deep.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time, it was after he turned me on to that. Shortly after that, a friend of mine turned me on to Metallica. And he played Ride the Lightning for me for the first time, and it sounded like noise to me, dude. I'm like, what is that?
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
I don't know, dude. He's all, just take this fucking tape, take it home, and fucking listen to this, dude. And I did. I went home and just played it again, and all of a sudden, and that from Dr. No to hearing that Metallica tape, but then I got Kill 'Em All. And from Kill 'Em All, I heard I heard that riff, dude, and I picked the needle up, put that riff on again, riff on again.
Right.
And then didn't even finish the song, dude. I ran into the living room, and said, Mom, I fell on my knees, buy me a guitar.
That was it, huh?
That was it, dude.
Wow.
Buy me a guitar.
How
I have
old?
to have a guitar, 15.
15.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it, dude. I begged and begged and begged, and
Yeah.
finally my grandmother, I think's the one who probably forked over the dough, got me our first Hondo.
Hondo. Oh, okay.
It was a mini strap body with a telly neck.
Oh, really?
And
Like a true
I put-
Japanese hybrid, dude.
Yeah, dude. And I
Yeah.
put like a hot rail in it, dude.
Okay.
And I learned how to play on the guitar. I played my first band on that guitar. And
Okay.
I played my first shows with that guitar. Yeah.
It's important,
Played the
dude.
fuck
It's
gnarly
important, you
guitar,
know.
dude. And the guitar is like, I have pictures of it. Shit looks funny.
You don't
dude,
have it
but
no
I
more?
was fucking shredding, dude. I was fucking fast. I learned everything fast. I played so fast, I didn't even use real picks. I just cut shit off from milk carton, dude. So I go.
Just the flop. You get the flop in there, dude. Absolutely, dude. What was your origins for it? I mean, obviously besides him blowing your mind.
I had the advantage of having two older brothers. One that was
Oh,
in
really?
the metal, the other one that was surf and punk. You know,
Okay.
So I had all kinds of advantages, even the new wave and everything. So I liked everything when I was growing
okay.
up. So having that, I was just like going, didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, parents didn't support wanting to get me instruments because they were like, we don't want to hear that shit. You know,
Right,
it's too
right.
loud and everything. So when everybody started making bands, I was like, I want to be in the band. They're all, why don't you sing, Floyd? I was all, I don't know how to sing. They said, it's punk rock. You don't know how.
You don't need to know how to sing.
right.
Just
Can
fucking
you
get
yell?
out there and whatever.
Can you
So-
move? Can you fucking jump? You know, yeah.
Yeah.
What was some of your first like bands that you were in, like earlier music? Because I don't know much about you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I know we've met a handful of times, but
I mean, as far as because where we grew up, just right around the corner from me, Henry Knowles
Okay.
lived, and you know, I started hearing that stuff as a young kid, like in the late '70s, going into the '80s. I'd hear a bunch of noise in a garage, hang out with a friend of mine. We're looking over the fence, going, "What's going on over there?" You know,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
know what it was, and I think those were the early aggression eras when they were first getting started.
wow,
you know?
okay.
So practicing in his garage when they were just teens and stuff. But yeah, so I was my first record that I ever got from my parents was ABBA. So,
hell yeah, dude.
but my older brothers, you know, they were getting Kiss and all this and that. And I was going, I want to hear that stuff. I want to listen to that, you know. So I'd have to sneak into their rooms and steal their albums,
Yeah.
of, like the Kiss and the Ozzy and anything.
Were
they
your
had.
brothers like cool about turning you on to shit, or they treat you like a little brother? Like, get the fuck out of
I
here,
was a little
bro.
brother. No, I got treated like shit. All my friends got treated like shit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
when they came
that's
over.
brutal. And it's fucking part of the deal.
It's
dude.
part of the deal, man.
Yeah, because once I started being in bands and we had a bunch of a whole crew of us, we'd always meet up at my house. But I'd be there, and if my brother was home, he'd be all, "You and all your fucking long hair friends, get out of my."
I remember you
fucking
telling I'd be
house."
in the living room feeling all cool.
Big brother's here, dude.
It reminds me, like his first album was ABBA. And then the first album I physically bought was Kiss Alive 2.
Nice.
On the day it came out.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice, dude.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And that album came out the same time as the Boston record came out.
Okay.
So I got both those records.
Did you?
And I worshipped the Kiss one like it was a Crimson God.
Right.
And I remember, because I'd look at all the lights and the big stage and all that, dude.
Totally, man.
So I'd create that in my room, dude. And
Really?
I'd put water all over my head and make it look like I'm sweating. and then,
Like for no one,
Yeah,
like
dude,
just for you.
Yeah, dude. And I'd fucking just get on my bed like it's a stage and shit.
Hell
and then
yeah,
I'd
dude.
Make guitars and cut down cardboard out of and glue it to my tennis racket. And rock
Okay.
out or whatever.
Start ripping, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So air guitar was your first instrument.
I played air guitar for years.
That's amazing.
I absolutely fucking hated Kiss.
Yeah, I still love.
Do you?
No, I get that, and I hear it from a lot of people. But for me, it was like going from Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, you know, and I'm 52, so like that was like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and AC/DC, like were fucking Black Sabbath were gods.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're these fucking guys that just get out there and just, this is what, you know, and none of them are good looking. They're all just fucking dudes that are just killing it. And I'm running around with all these guys. And then all of a sudden there's this fucking dudes wearing makeup and shit.
Yeah.
And like
It
me and
definitely
all
went-
my friends
yeah.
are like, fuck you guys. What the fuck you putting makeup
Right.
on? You
Well, they
fucking-"
started.
and then
I mean, not started. You know, they definitely helped the glam.
they did for
movement
sure.
a bit,
you know,
you
but
know.
I never, and to this day I still, you know,
But
my
they have
lady
some
and I still argue
fucking
and joke about it all
I
the
was
time.
like,
They have some bangers.
All the
I'm not.
stuff that I
I'm
like
kind
that
of
I
with you
don't-
because I'm not a huge
Yeah.
Kiss guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally, for what they do, they invented the live concert. I mean, it's like Pink
100%.
Floyd
Yeah.
and
100%.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
invented the live. Like Pink Floyd invented lights
Right.
and like all that shit that was non-existent.
Right.
Kiss fucking made a live show.
I would
You
think
know
I
what
was
mean?
more
All the
obsessed with just
pyrotechnics
Gene
and-
Simmons
Yeah, all
being
that.
a demon with blood. I think that was my attraction.
Right.
I made it. And then like God of Thunder, like
Right.
You know, when you listen to God of Thunder on Kiss Live 2, after the drum solo when it breaks in and he does a slide and his voice breaks, dude, there's nothing more pure rock and roll than that.
It is,
One
it is.
fucking second
Yeah.
right there where his voice breaks, dude, and he slides in and he goes, "Why?"
Yeah.
Dude,
They
you can't deny that moment, dude.
Yeah,
And
it speaks to millions of people.
Dude.
You can't like deny the Kiss Army, dude.
Dude, I'm Kiss-
I will tell you
I'm a
that my
Kiss
old
sergeant,
man,
dude.
my old man was an absolute Sabbath freak, right? All Sabbath, fucking, and you know, he met my dad. My old man was so fucking mad when they came out with Dynasty that he stopped listening to music. He just quit music for like 30 years,
shit.
dude. And he was like, he had the Volume 4 painted on the side of his van. You know, he was a fucking rock and roll freak. He's actually on Cal Jam,
Fucking Dynasty.
dude, on
Homer
Cal,
Frying that
which
night.
I love that record now. You know, yeah, I love that record.
That record, that song Charisma, like we were super fried out one night when we were teenagers, and we were staying at his friend's house, and we slept in the living room on the floor, and he came, we had a little recorder radio, and he's all quiet, and he puts on this tape, dude, and it's all Charisma, but we're trying to be quiet, dude,
Yeah.
but it's so funny because we're all trying to be quiet and
Yeah.
listen to the song, and he keeps looking at me like, dude, we're fucking, I was like, I couldn't be quiet, dude. I was
Dude,
like,
those moments, man, those
I
giggle
got
moments.
So many moments. This dude, me and this guy got such a long and crazy history, dude.
Yeah.
We-
What about music? Like, have you guys played music
Dude,
together many
my
times?
first real band was with him, dude.
What was
A
that
band
called?
Primeval.
Primeval.
And we were
okay.
like the only crossover band.
Well,
around.
we were in
Okay.
one before that called Global Chaos
yeah.
together, but
Global Chaos. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
It was kind of short lived, and like we all kind of rotated in that with those other guys, but it's like all the trouble kids went and joined Primeval.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like
nice.
the real ones.
The real ones.
Yeah, not the pretend ones,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, so we're a motley of a crew, dude.
Yeah.
We were, yeah.
So that's when was this in 90s? I mean, what are we
80s.
talking about? 80s. Okay.
I'd say probably
88.
89, 90, you know,
I
basically
got
90, because, 89 going into 90 because we were because Pico was in the band too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
because we were all there for his graduation.
Yeah. So this is a high school band fucking
Yeah, dude, it was
doing the
awesome.
thing. What was going on? Where were you? Did you guys get to play shows and all that
We
stuff?
played for a whole
Where
year
did you
straight.
guys play? 'Cause
Backyard
backyard parties?
rooms,
Anywhere.
gigs, like
Right.
little, like Eagles clubs, places like that. You know what I mean?
Back when they had
Community
all these
centers.
different places you could
We
play.
played all over the fucking place. It's just we had a big crew that would roll with us too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it'd be like a big gang everywhere we went, dude.
Yeah.
There's always shit popping off, dude.
We
Like,
got to
always
play
crazy shit.
Jezebels.
What's that? I don't even know
That
what
was
that is.
remember that
In
club?
Anaheim?
Yeah, in Anaheim back in the day. There was a club
Yeah.
called Jezebels.
Oh, okay. All right,
But
out in
then
Anaheim.
I remember Floyd knocked out our guitar player's tooth that night. We had to play. They're all mad at each other. I
Oh,
have
dude.
pictures of that night. dude. I have pictures of the liquor store that we bought the poison. You know,
How'd you wait on purpose or
It
with
was
the
one of those,
microphone flailing
kids.
around kind of shit?
just one of those things where we were kids
Yeah.
and we were just all angry. We'd been in the band for a
Got
long
ripped.
time, and yeah, he was all drunk, and I was kind of pissed off because he was wasted, and we're getting ready. We hadn't
Yeah.
played yet, and,
Right.
And then he came out of nowhere when I was
All
talking to some of the other
psycho.
guys, and he's hanging on me,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's just like, "Ugh, "What's up, dude?" And I was like, "Well, I was just like going, dude, get off me, man." You know, I pushed him off me, and then and then he pushed me back. He's all, "What, dude?" And I just like,
Just pop-
yeah,
gave him
just-
one- Give him a
First thing I
little
could
wake
think
up
was just
call.
like, I wanted it to
Which
stop
tooth
before
was
got
it?
started,
Yeah.
So I just like hit him, and
Did you get him in a good tooth at least? A visible one?
well, I didn't even know because somebody drug him away.
Yeah.
And then he came back. He's like, "You fucking chipped my tooth." And then I was just like, "Oh."
And he's our super pro to this day, dude.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
Fucking,
Well, that's the
he's a beautiful
thing,
guy,
man.
yeah.
Growing up, like
Yeah.
I've said it a million times, being in a band is like having 4 girlfriends that you can't fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you're
for
just
sure.
like,
It's very
God
frustrating.
damn it, man. Like, and I've been lucky where I haven't been in a band full of drama ever, really, in my
yeah.
life. You know
And
what I
you
mean?
fucked most of your bandmates.
And I fucked a lot of my bandmates. You know?
Yeah.
But it's fucking tough, dude.
Right.
That close proximity, being together all the time, and fucking. There's a video that Kenny actually took of us playing at a house, and my drummer from my other band is like fucking around between a song, and he slams into the mic, and it chips my fucking tooth. And I just slugged him in the face right before he started a song.
Same old
You know
story,
what I mean? It was like, and I lived with the kid,
Yeah,
like, you know,
right,
what I
yeah.
mean? I'm like,
Yeah,
mother.
dude. Needless to say, dude,
yeah.
we showed up to practice the next week, dude. We were still,
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a little bit of a squabble or whatever, dude. You know, and like
Yeah.
everybody licked their wounds, you know, a few days later, and we
Right.
were all back hanging out again. It was
I
always
mean,
like
that's
that.
how we
We'd
grew
always
up, though,
get-
man.
Yeah.
We'd fight with each
Fighting's
other
part
all
of
the
it.
time.
Like,
Absolutely.
where we all grew up, like you'd fight. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you get in a fight and it's a big deal.
Right.
We
Strengthens
just
the
get in a
friendship.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it's part
part
of
of it.
you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wrestle around and got a box,
Yeah.
and then you get together the next day or in the morning and have a 40 and try to forget that your nose is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body blows turns quick into actual fist fights.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid when Fight Club came out, and that became
shit.
a real fucking thing. Like,
Right.
you know, and it always start out nice. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
no
yeah.
face, no
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
and someone
right.
would punch you in the face, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's fucking on. Now you're just fist fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then the rules of Fight Club is that,
Yeah,
you know,
but
you
then-
can't talk about it.
And then there's the bros around, so a little ego slips in there too. You know what I mean? And that's recipe for disaster.
It is, man.
Growing up in Oxnard, you think you just had plenty of other people that wanted to fight you all the
Always.
time. That
Yeah.
you didn't have to really worry about. You just
Yeah.
were happy you had your friends with you that were willing to fight with you.
Definitely.
You know, so that was always you
God
had
knows,
plenty
I
of
was
people that
always
wanted
willing
to fight you.
When I was young, I fought a lot when I was
Did you?
young. A lot.
We didn't have a choice.
A lot.
There was no. I
Because
grew
I
up in
moved
Linwood and
around
Terrace,
so
man.
much. I
Yeah.
always had to establish myself like every other year. We were moving
Right.
to a new place, new neighborhood. New
But
people.
even in Oxnard,
All
moved to a
over-
different neighborhood,
yeah,
hold another
I-
fucking animal, dude.
Yeah, 3 different elementary schools.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, so it was tough, man.
Yeah.
I went to 13 different schools before I went to Channel Islands.
Wow.
And Channel Islands is the only school that I stayed at for any amount of time.
I went to
Yeah.
Wainimi and I left at I think it was the beginning of 11th grade. I was out. Like,
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
last.
couldn't
I stuck
handle-
it
I
out a
couldn't
couple
handle
years.
Socially, dude. I couldn't be around all those people. And
Oh, really?
I was just a loose cannon all the time. I had my own, issues,
Mm-hmm.
and so it just wasn't working out. I had my girlfriend at the time is my wife now.
Mm.
I met her in 10th grade, and so I was just getting hard too. As be this heavy metal rock and roll dude with this chick, you know what I mean? And then I just
And
felt
wait,
like
wait,
everybody's
so
challenging
what
me all
year?
the time.
Yeah.
you know
What
I
year
mean?
did you graduate?
I'm supposed to graduate in 90, I think. Or
Okay,
no,
so-
like technically I was supposed to graduate in 89, but then I did 3rd grade twice. So I
Same.
didn't do anything the whole year. 1 year I didn't
Yeah.
do anything. I didn't do anything any year.
I know. That 100%.
Now that I think
yeah.
about
Yeah.
Cap Round, I
It's
didn't
such
do
a
anything.
shit show, dude. That high school thing
I did
is
the same
fucking
exact
insane.
thing,
Yeah.
except for instead of I was supposed to graduate in '89, and I didn't. I didn't graduate in '89, but I should have graduated in '88.
Yeah, that's what I was technically.
And when I moved down, I moved from Washington State to Lemonwood when I was 14.
Right.
And when I moved down here, I had hair down to my ass. I was wearing AC/DC shirts. I had parachute pants, and I went to Haydock. Right. What the fuck, dude?
Holy shit!
I was
rude awakening.
Every fucking day was somebody like, "Hey, white boy, this," or "Hey, white boy, that."
Oh, I heard
and
that.
I remember I fought like every other day. I was in a fight, man.
Yeah.
And then I remember one day I had 2 dudes jump me, got into it, and I just fucking done.
Yeah.
Walked out of school, walked from Haydock back to Lemonwood, got upstairs and went back to Washington, and ended up having to come back here. But it's still, man, it changed. It changed. No, it changed. I was a metalhead when I moved here, man. Except for once I got here, I ended up hanging out with all my cousins and stuff that were black, and then I got into hip hop.
Right.
But that being a metalhead, like dudes walking up to me going, "Hey, who are you? Where are you from?"
Right.
From Seattle.
Right.
Bam! Fuck Seattle.
Like
All right, fuck Seattle. I don't give a fuck. What are you talking about? But it was that whole metal thing, and we didn't have the crew like all those dudes did.
I had the luxury of having like a bunch of homies in my family. Like on my Mexican side of my family, they were
Right.
like all pretty much homies. That culture, you know what I mean? So I grew up
back you
around
up.
that.
Yeah.
Even though I was super into rock and roll.
Right.
So growing up around that, I knew how to act and be around that. I knew how to carry
Sure.
myself.
Yeah.
So I never really had that problem. I always was cool with all the homies, and I always had long hair and all that, and they were always act like I was the crazy one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be like, and they're the ones
yeah.
too, they're the crazy ones.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
doing some off the wall shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I always think, why do they think I'm so crazy? You know what I mean?
Well, it's so weird because the Chicano culture, like, I don't know that it embraced it, but it's totally like there is a heavy metal Chicano culture that's
100%.
fucking unreal, dude. Like,
100%.
it's crazy. You know what I mean? And there's many bands that can speak to that, but. It's odd because it's extreme. You know what I mean? I mean,
so.
Chicano culture, you're surviving in a fucking
Right.
poor immigrant neighborhood. No one gives a fuck about you, but it's like if you were able to be crazy enough, they'd be like, leave this, let this kid fucking,
Kinda.
let this kid
You know what I
like
mean?
do his thing.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I
that's
mean?
kind of how it was. I kind of got a little slack, you know what I mean, here and there, you know what I mean, for it. But I always could like
The fuck?
like stand up, you know what I mean, and like hold my own, dude. So I pretty much didn't really have that big of a problem.
Yeah.
My big problem was that I just would fight all the time, and it was a psychological thing that I had that I didn't understand that human beings could talk to each other, and human beings can have differences without beating each other up.
Right. Yeah.
So
I didn't understand that.
When did you get that?
I grew up that way. I grew up in a
No,
rural.
when did you get?
No
When I
idea.
figured
when
that
did you
out,
figure it out?
I figured that out, dude, because I loved my chick and I wanted to stay with my chick, and I knew that if I couldn't change, I couldn't hold on to my girl.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to change that psychology.
But so you've been with her forever.
Yeah, like almost 35
Okay,
years.
yeah, that's because it's.
But there's no way she
I'm
could be
still-
around that chaos.
I'm
all the
still
time.
working on it.
You know
I
what I mean?
still
Like-
have to deal with that constantly. I still like last night, my nephew and I were having a conversation, and him and I'm still like trying to bring it down, like constantly. I can't talk to people I work with because
all
they don't get
passionate.
it, and I don't and I'm not trying to fucking, but this is how I talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I get like this, I get vocal, and then I go, oh man, I gotta
Yeah.
stop talking.
Someone's gonna file HR
Everybody,
complaint.
again,
Yeah.
again.
It's terrible.
You know, I quit talking to people at work because I got so many people
yeah.
bitching at me about that stuff. But that's what it's a trip. How when you grow up in this culture, like you don't know how to. Everything is next level
It's all
immediately.
chaos, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
my house was the
you're
loudest house on
reacting.
the block. My house was the loudest
Yeah.
house on the block. There was
Yep.
constant bickering, constant fighting. It was just chaos. So that's the only way I knew how to act around people.
Right.
And I started noticing after I got my chick, and I was like, oh, I'm in love. Like, I want to hold on to this. Like, and noticing like how that doesn't work in that.
You
setting.
can't live that life.
You
and-
can't do that, dude.
Unless
Like,
you're a
yeah.
fucking shot caller.
I
and
can't
she's
do
willing
that.
to
No,
let
I'm
that
not
in.
definitely not that.
Yeah,
dude,
you know what I mean? You just
and I
that's
got
not
my,
sustainable.
and I got my ass handed me really good a couple of times
Yeah.
too. You know, and that'll kind of settle you down a little bit
Oh,
too. You know what I mean?
absolutely, man. Yeah, I've been my
I'll
own
humble
worst
you.
enemy more times than I can count. You know?
Right.
What about you? Do you have a tough time out there when you were a kid, or
Oh,
you just fucking?
always with the 2 older brothers, you know.
Yeah.
after a
And,
while,
and
you know,
living in the
sometimes.
South Side ain't never easy, man. Living
Well,
over Wainimi ain't never.
Yeah, my neighborhood wasn't too bad, you know. You know, a lot of naval families there because my dad was in the Navy.
Oh,
yeah.
So I got more abuse probably from my brothers
Than
and
anyone
their
else.
friends or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Because after a while, let their brothers just let their friends fuck with me. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know, they were bored
100%.
with doing it. So yeah, go ahead, do what you want.
Go
Yeah.
fuck him up, dude. He's sleeping. Yeah, don't worry. You're good.
And we're all just giggling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a kid who had a lot of tantrums and everything. I'd be that kid that'd be throwing shit, you know, whatever I can
Breaking
get
the
my hand on.
Nintendo
Yeah.
controller.
Oh, for sure, yeah, you know. And,
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wild world, man, when you grow up. I mean, I can't oftentimes I'm talking to someone in the, like, even a guy at work, another construction worker, and they're like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. I talk loud enough for you to fucking absolutely understand what I'm saying." You know what I mean? There's not going to be a fucking question.
Right, I like
you know,
that.
like I had a
Yeah.
kid at my work today who's there on punishment basically, and he goes, "Hey man, like if it's real like slow, do you think I leave early?" I said, "You're never leaving early." I said, "You should have brought a fucking sleeping bag, dude, because you're gonna live here." You know, and that's like where I go immediately, and then I had to like roll
take it back a little bit.
Take it back a notch.
I'm like this little weasel's just trying to get out early, and I'm like, "You're gonna fucking die here, dude. How's that?" You know what I mean?
See
Like,
that shovel? That's for your grave.
but that's from how you grow up, you know. Like I lived in a reactionary world.
Yeah.
Everything was reactionary.
Yeah,
you know,
everything.
especially you guys are a little older than me. You know, like my generation is a little more pussy. You know what I mean?
Little.
But
Just a
just
little.
a little bit. You know. But I grew up in a savage fucking world. You know, compared to people. But yeah, it's wild, man. But it makes you who you are. You know what I mean?
sure does.
It
Well,
makes you
That's how
guys the
that's how
guys
you
that
get,
you know.
That's how you get the music.
That's how you get the music,
that,
right?
That's
that
exactly, dude.
dedication
That
and
was
that
my
work.
my salvation of my life. dude.
100%,
Because
yeah.
the reality of it all for me was that I was a very creative and emotional kid,
Mm-hmm.
but I was forced to be aggressive and forced to be something that I really wasn't convicted about. You know what I mean? I just had to be that way in my environment.
Right.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I got
And that
this
music
idea
is
of
an
the
outlet,
guitar,
right?
The guitar was like, oh, I feel happy today. I can actually play giddy. Or I feel super bummed out today. And I can just play real sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I fucking pissed off, so I'm gonna fucking chug it up today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that just was my full-on, my soul filter, my
Right.
spiritual filter.
Yeah,
and it's been that ever since, dude. to this
It
day.
does. I've explained to many people that the reason I play music is I have to.
I have to.
And I've thought about this endlessly over the years of being in bands, and you know, there was times where I quit bands. I didn't want to play music anymore,
Right.
and you start going like, "Who the fuck am I? Am I the cool guy in the band? Do I
Yeah.
even want to do this?" But I really like, and deep down, if I don't write riffs, I will kill people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will be a fucking.
Need that release.
I'll be
Yeah.
over here, Jeffrey fucking. Dahmer,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean?
No, I
'Cause
know what you mean.
It's an absolute
Yeah.
catharsis for me
Yeah.
to sit there and just zone and riff.
Yeah.
You know, and
So
even
you're-
maybe writing lyrics. I don't know. I mean,
you're
is
saying
that
without
you know,
music that you have murderous homosexual tendencies that
Yeah.
you just want to get out on people?
100%, dude, yeah.
Because that is really, really, really
Absolutely.
very fit your look.
I just want to take some pictures. Yeah. But I wanted to ask, like, lyrically, what do you draw from? Is it, I mean, is it life? Is it politics? Is it everything? Is it written in metaphor?
It's a lot of life. I mean, in all my stuff, a lot of it's kind of depressing and dark, but you know, a lot of it is reflections of myself that's deep inside of it. You know, little hidden messages. You know that I don't realize till after I've written it. I'll be reading it back going, ooh. I thought I was writing
Am I
about somebody
fucked
else. You know,
up?
I put
Yeah.
an idea in my head and I start writing about something, what I think of something, and all of a sudden I'm reading it. I'm going, wait, no, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, he
Wow.
writes fucking killer lyrics, dude.
Well,
You know,
and
and the
yeah.
cool thing about his lyrics, dude, is that he doesn't just write a verse. He writes a fucking novel for a verse and I mean, he just has spits so many fucking words.
Yeah.
And he memorizes all this shit ever since we were kids, dude. We listen back to the shit that we played when we were kids, and he just had these long, awesome
Right.
journeys of words, dude.
Right.
Just stories.
Amazing with words, dude. Like,
Yeah.
So
it
are
still
you
blows
able
me
to
away.
just do that? Like, is this something
was
that's
it
in your
natural to
head?
you? Or?
It's weird that it was because I didn't think I was
talent,
going to
dude.
be a singer. And then, you know, it just kind of started growing on me as I was being in bands and, you know, just writing stuff. At first, it was all just basic. But then the more I was thinking about stuff by myself, I'd start just writing out stuff. And at the time when I was reading books and everything,
Yeah.
more stuff just started coming out of me. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times, he'll just hand me some music and
Right.
something
That'll
in his
inspire you
music.
in
Yeah,
some
something
way.
in his, and it's always been a connection like that between us. So it's like
serious connection.
any riffs he can
Yeah.
write, I can always come up with something that just fits.
So
Right.
do you guys do a lot of this stuff, and then once you kind of, because Davi's an individual in his own, so do you guys do it all kind of together, or do you guys kind of get it and then you guys bring it to Davi and Pika and kind of
Like
go, okay, this is where we're at?
90% of the writing process with BoilerMan is like right there on the spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll have like one riff.
A riff.
I'll bring it in and
Wow.
we'll build around it.
So it's truly
always right
collaborative,
off,
huh?
But it's always right off the top of the head, and
Wow.
everybody just jumping in. But Davi's like, he's like an amazing bass player.
He is. He's
Because
a
it's
very
like,
good
See,
dude,
that's
we'll
what I
play all
mean.
the shit. Me and Junior were like Junior and Pika will really put down the fundamentals of everything and really kind of get it all together. And Davi's like, doom, 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 doom. Is that it? I'm
Gets
like,
the main
And
notes.
then I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. And then he's jamming the song. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me?
crazy.
Dude?
He's
Like,
incredible,
that's
man.
fucking crazy
Right.
to
Yeah.
me, dude.
Yeah.
Like he just like boom, boom. He's
He gets the root notes and then just fucking
and
builds off that.
Just kills it.
What
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah.
The solo stuff that he would do where he'd do where you know what I'm talking about? Where he had this like thing, and I can't. He'd do like funky techno house stuff on his own.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like really
Yeah.
into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I would listen to it all the time because I'm a big funk fan. I love Bootsy Collins and all these different funk bands, and he would sit there and play this stuff, man. That is just, that's why I said spaceman stuff. Like he is on
Yeah.
a different level with bass.
Yeah.
Like he is just. That's why I was so interested in how you guys like how
And
that.
Pika, man, Pika's like, he's the only drummer you ever want to play with for the rest of your life.
It's rare when you
And,
meet
like,
those people. His
and
drummers are
we
usually
played,
a
like,
fucking nightmare, dude.
I played in, this is my third band. Well, yeah. I played in a band with Primeval with him, and then we were in a band in the early 2000s called Wretch.
Okay.
And I was just the vocalist of that band. And he played drums, and we had a guitar player. But I was still writing songs, but I just decided I wanted to try that out. We did that for a while, but man, he always has the right beat, and we have so much time, past time together playing.
You feed off each
we
other. You know what's
totally
coming before it even gets there. Yeah.
He totally knows where to go and what to do, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Yeah. You create a weird hive mind when you get, like when you get into that flow state, you know what I
we
mean?
flow,
of just like
dude.
writing
Dude,
songs
we flow,
and shit.
dude.
Yeah.
Like we're honestly, man, most of the songs that you like those 5 songs, they're all written in like 20 minutes.
Right.
Like
yeah.
no bullshit.
Well, and that's
Like,
amazing when
you know
that
what I mean?
happens.
And that's how it happens for us every time. I'm so grateful for that because
Right.
I've been with other people where we work on songs for a month.
months. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they end up good, they end up great. You
Sure.
know what I mean? But it's just, this is the kind of pace I like to work at.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Because I keep being inspired.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's I mean, that's what happens when you work really well with people. You get on the same fucking vibration almost. You know what I mean? And lyrics are coming out,
yeah.
fucking riffs are coming out, and shit's just working.
Yeah,
and
it does.
It's really nice. It may not last forever. There's lulls. There's fucking all kinds of shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But for the point in time when it works, there's no. I've played like some really great shows in my life, but those moments have also been overshadowed by moments just in our space
Yeah.
where we write a riff and I go, how the fuck
right.
did that one come?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been listening back to some old Wrath shit recently, just because I'm not a nostalgic guy, but I've been listening back just to like, I don't know, revisit.
Yeah,
And
for
and
sure.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck
Right.
I was doing. Like, I have to watch videos that Kenny made
Right,
to even see where I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, how the fuck did that one? Like, how
Right.
much weed
Yeah.
did that one take? You know
I
what I mean?
know.
And it's really cool when
Yeah.
that shit works, you know. And then if you have no drama and
No,
it's
yeah.
you know,
No drama at all, dude. I can't really look back and think that I've ever been in a band that had any real drama. You know what I mean? Not really.
it's
Except
probably
for
because you
kid
were the
shit.
drama.
Probably. Yeah, I was definitely always the loud, outspoken one.
Right,
I always
yeah.
ruffled the feathers. I always kind of had a reputation to be kind of pushy and be kind of,
Yeah.
But I was always on a mission.
Right.
You know, and I was always
right.
trying to keep everybody on mission.
Yeah.
You know.
Everyone on point.
I learned as I got older how to direct that in more, respectful way.
How do you guys deal with like when you're writing shit and someone has a suggestion, someone has another suggestion?
We
Is
try
it
everything.
try
We
everything,
try it
right?
all.
That's
We
that's
put 'em
We
on
try
the
it
table,
all.
we try it
No,
there, see how it
even,
sounds.
even if we don't believe in it, I'm not saying
That's the
even if we don't
formula
believe-
that works.
We just try it,
yeah.
and that
try
way
it.
we can all agree.
And 99% of the time, everyone knows what works,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. My son's
yeah.
brilliant too. He's the one guy that because I get real chaotic when I start writing, and, and the riff sounds really cool, but it's not 100% accurate, and he'll like reel it all in and then reel everybody in.
Oh,
like, Check
really?
it out. This is how. Boom, boom. Like he
Yeah.
can really reel me in on shit. He's the second guitar player I ever played with, I think, except when we were in Primeval.
Wow.
Because I never.
And he's your son.
Because I never could.
This is your son.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
Angelo
incredible.
Jr. Yeah.
Like, to
I had
be able to play
I had
music
to raise
with your
my own
son,
second guitar
dude.
player, dude, because I couldn't deal with any other guitar players.
Couldn't work with anybody else.
And he's
So-
fucking badass. And now he deals with me. And now he's
Yeah.
like, "No, Dad, we're gonna do it like this."
How are you? I mean, and maybe you can speak to this better. How is the father-son element? Is it?
It's great.
Is
It's
there's
it's
no?
great. Yeah, it's great.
There's no
chemistry,
like, dude, because that would be hard. My son plays bass a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's hard for me to sit down and play with him because he just.
I just know that
he's
he's rad.
right.
It's like he's rad enough that I could completely trust what he says
What
and
he's
what's
doing.
going down.
Yeah.
I just completely trust it.
That's
I mean?
amazing,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
To be
it's
able to be in a
fucking
band with
beyond
your own
amazing.
fucking kid is
It's
crazy,
so
dude.
weird, dude, but I kind of felt like it sounds really funny, but I pictured all this before he was born.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he your firstborn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got him. He's just turned 27, and my daughter, she's 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I pictured it all, dude. I literally seen it before
Wow.
he's even around.
When did he pick up the guitar?
I had
From the moment he was born,
well,
probably.
he put a guitar in his hand around 5.
Yeah.
Well, now, yeah, around 5, I bought him a BC Rich bitch.
Absolutely.
It was like taller than him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has to have a picture of me, so he has it on, dude. And he's all.
Yeah.
He's already feeling it. He's already feeling what
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
like to be strapped in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He played drums before that.
Yeah, dude, he was amazing.
Oh, really?
drummer, dude. Before
Okay.
that, yeah,
Who
he was,
wa-
he drummed, but dude, he doesn't remember it.
Really?
He doesn't remember it.
He
He
doesn't
got a
remember
drum
playing
set in
drums?
the living room, drum sets everywhere, dude. I
Wow.
have pictures of him playing, but he's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't really remember it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's before he's
That's
got, and he
crazy,
could
man.
play.
Yeah, he was
That's
good
fucking
too.
weird.
That's
he doesn't
crazy,
remember
man.
it, dude.
And you've seen him grow up, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be a little odd. You know what I mean? You're
Sure.
like,
Remember him when he put on some Sepultura or Fear Factory, and he'd be just
just pitting by
running,
himself.
yeah, by himself in the middle of the living room, just
Yeah,
throwing up the
dude.
horn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
dude,
like-
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
Yeah,
man.
I always think like it's because my kids are wildly creative in like different ways, but the music thing they haven't really, they just don't. I don't know what it is. It's maybe they'll come to it later. I didn't get into playing music until I was about 12, 13,
Right.
but I always think like, man, it would be so fitting for the way that we live for us to like have uptight Christian Republican children, You know what I mean? Like, and for yours to not go that way. It's like, dude, you must be doing something right, dude. It's amazing.
I don't know. Like I kind of reflect and feel like I'm not. You could always be better.
Oh, always.
You know, I'm definitely my feet are on the ground about that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I definitely take stock. Constantly. About being a father. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But,
Do you have kids?
I have 3 girls from 3 different girls.
Wow, look at you, a coxman.
He likes
Laying
girls.
it out there.
Laying it out there.
Look at
That's
you.
He
right.
likes girls.
3
Yeah.
baby mamas.
Hell yeah.
Search for
Spreading
and
it.
3 times, I guess, was not a charm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
It's those
I know all
Wahimi
my
girls.
kids. They all know me, and they're all beautiful girls,
Yeah.
and they're all just angels. I'm surprised they're nothing like me, other than just being very nerdy, being into like a lot of comic book type stuff, like
Okay.
the comic book movies.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
Like all 3 of them are into like a lot of anime. They all draw, and my middle daughter like writes her own stories, makes up her own
Nice.
characters.
How old
and
are
stuff. So, my oldest is 27.
Okay.
And
So you guys are the same.
Yeah,
you guys were
at
both
the same
fucking on
time.
the same day, apparently.
We're all the same. My daughter's 28.
yeah, so,
Yeah, unless she's here, and then she'll tell me that she's some other age.
of course.
But she's 28. Yeah, man.
Yeah, being a father is wild, dude.
I
And
love
I
it.
always say like, it's really hard as a dad. The reason I left the Wrath is because I wanted to be a dad. I can't be fucking gone 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
I come home with $0. I'm trying to sell weed to fucking make ends meet.
Yeah.
All that shit. I tasted a little bit of what it was supposed to be. And I decided to fucking leave, But it's so important for your children to see a parent have passion.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And does it translate in the same way? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? And we all, everyone, every intervention starts with they were such a happy kid.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what it's like, dude, you're trying your fucking best. You know what I mean? But it is so important to have your kids understand that. Like I I am a parent. I do what I'm supposed to fucking do.
Right.
But I also have a thing that I love. You know what I mean? And encourage them to have a thing that they love.
Well,
You know what I mean?
when he was real young, I would just take him to gigs. You
Right.
know, he wouldn't be old enough, but like he had fucking super gnarly long hair, like
Right.
crazy hair, and he was always a big kid. So I would take him, like he's 13, 14, I'd take him to Hollywood or take him up north, take him to these shows, these big bars, these clubs, and just walk in with them and be like, oh, wait a minute. And then they'd look, I'm like, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they were, you know, he looked like he was big enough to be in the
Right.
band. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And so I remember, like, this is one of those controversial dad moments where I took him to a show in Hollywood, and there's an after party on the rocks upstairs, and he was like 14. And I'm like, damn, I want to go up there. There's all kinds of my bros up there. It's a killer show tonight.
But I got
got
my
my boy.
fucking kid with
I
me.
said, you know what? I told him, I'm gonna let your hair down. He put his hair down. I'm all right, dude. And walk up those stairs like you own this fucking place.
There you
dude.
go, dude.
And then he just walked right past security, walked right up the stairs. And then I went to the bar and I put a tall boy in his hand. I'm like, dude, enjoy.
Here you
And he
are,
walked
dude.
around, dude. He met some guy. He met one of the guys from Slipknot that night. dude.
Wow.
Like
Holy
some,
shit.
it's like these people that like, he recognized from album covers and shit were there. You know what I mean? Just a couple. But I remember watching him around, thinking, that's my boy.
That's
You know?
amazing.
And
man,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Just having a great night.
yeah, it
One
was
of those
amazing.
fucking proud dad moments.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
On
yeah.
paper,
But, you know,
it sounds bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
totally. That's
But
what I
no,
said. You know,
But half
doesn't.
of our childhood sounds bad on paper.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
It-
you know
but
what I
it-
mean?
it made
but
you
I
a
just,
man.
I remember like watching him walk around with that fucking tall can in his hand, dude. Like he was where he belonged.
One of the
Like
best
he had no
moments, man.
problem like just walking off and like
Yeah.
doing his thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd walk by the table every once in a while. And be like,
Never,
"What's up,
he'll
dude?"
never in his life will he have anxiety.
No, he's
He won't be trying to be like figure out how do I
No,
walk
no.
into the store without
Yeah.
calling
Right.
somebody.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that
You know.
that's how you make.
So he
humans.
roadie for me all the time, you know. Even when he was real young, he'd even start working on my guitars. He started learning how to work on
Okay.
it. He'd, you know, set my guitars up for me the best he
Right.
could. You know what I mean? It's like he was into it. I just kept him involved the whole time.
Yeah, it's
you know?
amazing, man. Yeah.
And then we started. The first thing when I really realized that I could actually play with this kid is I had this little Porta Studio and a little was it Mr. Drum or Dr. Beat or something like that.
Sure.
And I'd make demos on that shit. Anyways, I left it with him, and he came in with some fucking amazing songs. They're like Queens of the Stone Age, Caius, super
Oh, really?
stoner deserty shit.
Awesome,
dude.
man.
And I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
You did all this? You did it. He programmed all the beats.
Everything,
Dude.
huh?
He did it all, dude. And I was like, well.
Wow.
So then he wanted to do solos. And I've been teaching him, you know, all the pentatonic stuff and all that. But he took, dude, when he started soloing, dude, it's like, boom, it was like in his blood. Like
Yeah.
He totally, like, when he bands, dude, you get the
Gets it.
eyebrow.
Get
like,
the feeling,
You
yeah.
get it, dude. I was like, shit. God damn. Make
Get
me
that-
work a little
that-
harder.
yeah,
I'm
no,
going to
dude,
bend a
yeah.
little harder.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah,
man.
dude. So I coached him how to stay in key, how to pitch, whatever, and how to run the scale. And that kid just took off, dude. I'm like, fuck. So
That's
I've been
amazing,
wanting
man.
to be in a band with him and wanting the right situation with him, with the right people. And we started a death metal band together called Dying to Be Dead, but it was only really short lived
Yeah, that's right. I remember
because
that,
the BoilerMan thing came up and shit didn't really work out, with the members of that. So I was like, I had a new ship to jump on real quick. dude.
Right,
And then when Davey's like, yeah, the Miles Boys, what's up? I'm like, oh, it's on. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So BoilerMan, this is the old BoilerMan, right? I mean, it's not. I know it's not. It's the new version.
Yeah.
But BoilerMan was a big fucking deal
Yeah.
back in the day, right? You
yeah.
know, hold me up while I drink.
Yeah, That's crazy.
I just remember
it's
like
so funny when I look back on that shit. I'm like,
I remember
wow,
watching him at. I worked at Wild Planet, dude, and
Oh, yeah.
they would play in like Wild Planet and shit,
Yeah.
dude. It was crazy. So
Yeah.
why hold on to the name? Like, was that a Dobby thing?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or is it just?
it's
I mean, it is a
It's
good
me.
name.
And-
It's a
and
great
in
name.
the end,
but the music is
in the end of-
wildly different.
Yeah, in the
right?
end of BoilerMan, the first BoilerMan, it was just me, Pika, and Davi.
Okay.
It was just us for a while.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's how it ended, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know. I think a lot of people were remembered the name.
Familiar with the
and
name,
he thought
yeah.
it was a good idea, and I agree with him. I think,
Yeah.
you know what? It's cool. It's so different from what names are now. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought, well, that's kind of cool too. You know
What is the origin of the name?
his father? You know the recycling paper mill over on
Yeah,
Perkins
the-
Road.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
His
yeah.
father was
Warehouse?
the boilerman
Was
that
a boilerman.
ran that big old. When you would hear it on one end, you go, boom,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
boom. His dad was the boilerman that ran
Really?
that thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so-
cool.
Yeah, he has a way more epic way of telling the story.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
where it comes from.
That's
Which I
crazy.
thought was cool.
We'll
'cause
get him on here
When you
soon.
think
Oh,
of
yeah.
that, it's like bam, you hear that big
Yeah.
old crazy thing all night.
His
dude.
dad's incredible, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and his
that's
whole
a really
family's
great guy.
amazing, dude.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah,
super smart and super like
Crazy
talented.
smart.
Yeah, dude.
We're ridiculously smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always, ever since I met them when I was young, always had respect for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean, yeah, it's a trip because when I saw you guys come out, I was like, this isn't the same band. It obviously, and it's way more up my fucking alley.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing many different things back in the day. Right. But you guys have been able to run with it, right? So when did the record come out?
Oh, when was that, Floyd?
I think we came out with it. Like, what? Did we release it just before summer or right around at summer?
Yeah, I'm terrible at that part of it.
Yeah.
Really terrible.
Well, and you guys are still waiting. So is there a
vinyls
physical?
are coming, yeah,
So
vinyls are
it's
coming.
available on all digital platforms,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to search for it, BoilerMan
/RFA.
/RFA.
Yeah.
Which we kind of talk about. What is the
Yeah,
RFA
well,
for
the
again?
RFA is kind of like sets us out there, so you know it's us. Because I think there's another band out there a long time ago that
what does
used
it
the
stand
name
for?
Radio Frequency Annihilation.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you, Dobby.
Where did that come in? Is that a
that's
Dobby
Dobby.
thing?
Yeah,
Is it
That's a
Dobby?
Dobby creation. Yeah, he's the captain of the
He's the
ship.
dude. He
Nice.
is the captain, man.
Yep,
And
spaceman.
He's the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you search it, BoilerMan /RFA,
RFA.
and
That's
it
us.
comes up easy.
Yeah.
Because I was telling you guys before, my band, Tongue, there's 1 million
Yeah.
new age bands called Tongue. So if you search it, it's like fucking good luck finding
Right.
that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's but you guys are waiting. Is there any CDs or physical shit? Or
No,
I
just
know you
down
guys
there.
are pressing vinyl,
We're just
right?
gonna do the vinyl thing and at that. But we plan on going and doing a full length. We're already writing songs we're gonna do a full length here for 23.
So is this considered like an EP?
Yeah.
Essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we're gonna bring the Mott's on this next one, dude.
Yeah. How has the writing changed?
It's
Because it
definitely
always
evolving.
changes, right? After the
It's
first
definitely
thing.
evolving.
Is it?
Yeah, but it is still BoilerMan.
Yeah.
Still,
But it's I mean, me and Angelo are we're getting way radder together. As the more time goes on now, and we're really good at starting to do little harmonizing things with each other.
harmonize.
So it's getting pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that I wanted to compliment you on is I'm not a lyric guy. Like I do hear lyric words like don't hit me, but I'm a big guy on rhythm and pacing and that shit. And you do a fucking beautiful job with that, dude.
does.
Because
Thank you.
that music with the chaotic shit that it is, you can overdo it and too much vocals, and then you can underdo it and not enough. And I think you do a fucking beautiful job. You know what I mean? I just couldn't find anywhere where I could actually like look at the lyrics.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Because I do like reading
good,
them just to
yeah.
kind of understand what the songs are about.
Yeah.
You know, you can see a song title and go.
I
"Fuck,
mentioned to Dobby that to put him on something. I don't know if
I think
he's.
they just
Well,
they
it's
might have
tough,
put him on
dude.
spot.
I'm really bad. I write lyrics, and it's the absolute last thing I ever think about ever. You know what I mean? Because it's just not my favorite thing. You know what I mean? And all my shit's about monsters and metaphors for shit. But but your pacing, the tone, you know what I mean? It fucking goes very well with the music, man.
He's the funnest dude to go in the studio with.
I bet, man.
He is, dude. He's always makes it really exciting, dude.
Where'd you guys record the record?
We did the tracking and mixing at a place called Dead End Studios in Palm Desert.
Oh, okay. You guys
Yeah.
went out to Palm Desert. huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
my good friend of mine, Brad Garrow, he has a studio out there, his own personal studio. And I did that band Wooden Nomad I was in
Yeah,
with Angelo and Danny
Yeah.
Phipps.
which was great.
Yeah,
that
it was
fucking
good.
band rules,
Fantastic.
So we recorded our first 2 records there.
yeah. Okay.
And the first record we did there was the first record he ever recorded in that studio.
Oh,
so
really?
We kind of learned together how to make a record.
Nice.
And then we did the second one there, and that was the one. I was like, yeah, we're all taking off. We all know how to do this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really inspiring, dude.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so I went over there and recorded. I did a little bit of production for his band, his early recordings of his band Brain Vat. Helped him out a little bit, with just the knowledge that I had.
Yeah, and Brain Vat is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
Brain
all
Vat's
super
great
cool
band.
dudes too.
Yeah.
And dude, so I just want to go and work there, dude, because it's like being at home, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like one of my really close friends, you know what I mean? And I've known him probably about 11, 12 years now.
Yeah.
And just really good guy, man. Really good environment to work in.
It's important, dude.
It
That's
is.
why I like Armand a lot, because
Yeah.
it's easy. He fucking
Yeah.
knows his
Yeah.
shit. There's no.
Yeah, he did the mastering for the BoilerMan.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, man. Yeah.
I think we're gonna track at Dead End, and then hopefully find a space on our month schedule and mix with him.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
I'm really interested to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's recording like for you? Is it a pain in the ass? Do you enjoy it? Or do you have
I
lyrics
enjoy it,
set
man.
when you're done, or do you go and experiment?
Usually I just have everything that's already set and ready to go, and we go in. It's pretty solid. I enjoy doing it. I just go in there and just try to push out how I would do it live. You know, I
Right.
just try to make it as real as I can.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's how the demo came out. You know, it was just like straight forward. It's just like there was no bullshit behind it. It was like this is what it is. You know,
It's
It's
not, there's hardly any production to that at all. It's just right there. That's it.
Did you guys track like individually, or it wasn't live, obviously?
No, it was
just-
individual. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we just tracked in, but just me on one side, Junior on the other side.
Okay.
Bass, drums, vocals.
Yeah.
Maybe just doubled some vocals. You know what I mean? But everything just cut and dry.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to record this band.
Sure.
'Cause when I did
yeah.
the Wood and Nomad stuff, it was very produced, dude. It was very layered, dude.
Okay.
It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
But there's no way.
It needs to have a raw
This
vibe,
has to
you know what I
be
mean?
all.
Because there's nothing worse than listening to a band and then you watch them live and you go,
Yeah.
half of this shit's
Yeah.
missing, dude.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
wild. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like when a band can't reproduce what
Yeah,
they have done in the studio, that becomes a real fucking problem. You know what I mean?
And so-
I wouldn't assume you guys are the guys.
And there's
that
like,
would do that.
what else could you jam into what we're doing? I mean, it's all jammed up anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's no
Rips
void
are
at all.
busy,
It's just
dude.
pum, 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 pum,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, man. It's wild.
It's
dude.
amazing.
What's the plans for the future? Anything? Touring, playing shows?
Oh, we want to
recording?
definitely play out of town. You know, want to do that stuff like that. You know, maybe do some short run tours. Everybody.
Little weekend warrior
Yeah,
trips.
yeah. You know, and just enjoy the shit out of it, dude.
Are you guys able to actually take time off and
Well,
do
I think
things
we
like
can.
that?
I think we can. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not going to stay all the time.
Well, I know what you do. You work at
Guild Guitars.
at Guild. What do you do for work?
I do construction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started working with my brother. Once, I used to do lighting. You know,
Okay.
I was a technician doing a lot of lighting, stage lighting and stuff like that, but worked in a shop that sold lights. But
Okay.
once, COVID came around, it was just like,
Yeah, what are
there
you
was
gonna
no
do?
work yet. Nobody's buying lights. Nobody's doing
Right.
anything. So everything shut down. I was enjoying the unemployment. I was going,
Yeah, I
making great
bet,
money.
man. Yeah, I
This is
know.
awesome. But when it was coming to an end, I was doing nothing. I was going, fuck, I gotta find some more work. I don't know
Right.
if I want to go back to this industry. I'm kind of jaded by it now. 'Cause
Right.
What if that happens again?
Oh, shit.
So my brother, I ran into him at the beach, and he's like, "Hey, do you need some work by chance?" Because he was needing some help with his business.
Okay.
He runs his own thing, and he's got a very small crew, just a couple people. So
Okay.
So he's like, "Help me out, and I can help you out." So
Yeah.
it worked out because that's what I did before I got into the lighting. I was in construction.
Okay.
So
Like house shit.
yeah, just general, a lot of remodels.
That's awesome, man.
Just
Well,
a
there's
general
plenty of that going
contractor or framer.
Yeah, he's a
electrician?
general. I mean, he does it all. The
Okay.
framing, drywall. So
And what a handy fucking skill to have, dude. You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
I can build you a freeway and a road and a bridge, but I can't. Ask me to sling some wood together.
Don't
I'm
ask him to
fucking-
fix. Don't ask him to fix a toilet.
Hey,
Don't ask him to fix a toilet.
Hey, asshole! I fixed it.
Okay.
I
Did
fixed
you
it.
fix it?
I fixed it.
Okay.
All by myself,
Man.
dude. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not a great mechanic.
Right.
I'm not a fucking good. I can't. I'm not a good carpenter at all.
Right.
But I can build you a fucking
Right.
road, dude.
Nice.
I can run a bulldozer on the side of a mountain all fucking day, and I can yell really loud across the
Right.
freeway.
So we've heard the
to
stories.
get everyone's fucking attention. So I always respect that shit, man. Like tradesmen, you know what I mean? Like the trade work, guitar, especially being able to work with guitars.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I thought I had the dream job before, and then this happened. I've been pretty blessed in that world.
Right.
I've been an artist since I was a young kid. My grandmother was a really successful artist and raised me as an artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was raised with a bitchin' artist.
Right.
So I was always, that's what I mean when I say I was always creative before the music thing came along. So when I really, really wanted to pursue music, I figured out, like in the late 90s, that tattoo thing was happening.
Right.
It's very starting to surface. You know what I mean? And I jumped on a ride
Early.
in time, like perfect.
Right.
So I can tattoo and then play music full time. And that's how I did make a big jump musically. I had made
You
a
had
good
time, yeah.
at the time. I made good money, I could take care of my family, but then I could spend a lot of time doing
Right.
music. I mean, that gave me a good jump. But even that industry completely jaded me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, like I try to get back in a couple times, man. And it's the human interaction part of it that I couldn't do it anymore. I created anxiety after a while,
Yeah.
dude. After I did it for almost 30 years.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
that
like
long?
professionally.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I had
yeah.
no idea you were
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah,
tattoo artist,
yeah.
dude.
That's
crazy.
all I did.
You didn't know?
I really didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Incredible.
Yeah, no. I'm sure. I know. I've seen your art. I just
Yeah.
didn't
One
know
of those
that.
pieces right there.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
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 What? Really? Holy shit, dude. All right.
Yeah.
But
I
dude,
think
like, I would,
that-
like
yeah.
it just
Look at this guy.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think that the industry just outgrew me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
I
maybe
think-
you know,
passion
and the
change,
social
you know,
part
I
of
don't
it
know.
too. The social part of it too is I couldn't get into being that close to people anymore and listening to them.
Well,
Yeah.
you are a fucking glorified therapist
Yeah,
when you're hurting
dude,
people.
oh
you know
my
what I mean?
gosh.
It's crazy.
That's an understatement, dude.
Yeah,
it started,
it's- you
like I
start
said, it
hearing
made me
some
jaded.
stories,
Like
dude.
it made me when people walk through the door, it made me get anxiety.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it was when we were like, I was 12 when I first
Right.
started getting tattoos, and it used to be this like a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, it was very tribal. And
Yeah.
like, people were like very inspired. There was no.
There
like,
wasn't, like,
there was very little room for ego back then because everybody was really trying to learn and progress.
Right.
But now it's so hyper progressed.
It's
that's all
nuts.
that's really all. You know what I mean? Super.
And the
hyper,
people
all you see
getting the
now
tattoos.
is the hyper progression of the ego too.
Right.
Yeah.
and,
man.
and the people getting them though, they're not coming in
With the fantasy
like with
anymore,
some like this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
when
that's
I
what
had
drive me
all this shit I
crazy.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
As a kid, and it's obviously all over me, but we would go in with this idea and where I want to
creative
go.
idea.
And
Now it's
you
like,
had a
here's a
person you were
photograph.
talking to.
Do this photograph.
No,
Do
here's
this photograph.
here's this other person's tattoo.
Right.
Can you put this on me?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't imagine having like walking and going, "Hey, can you do this same exact thing on the back of my hand
Well, when I
that
did it, I would
9,000
refuse
people
to do
have?"
that. I
you
wouldn't
know?
do it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, I'll look at that and do my own.
I'll do
rendition
my
of
own
it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I was, that was cool.
Yeah.
But the thing that started changing crazy in my world was that like everybody wanted a portrait and everybody wanted realism. Everybody wanted this photographic thing done on them all the time. And I started getting into it early on, but I started seeing how I could get pigeonholed into that.
Oh,
That's
sure.
all they want.
Yeah.
And my kind of asshole attitude about it all was like, why don't you keep a picture of your family in your wallet, dude, instead of having all over your arms and all over your neck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like they're not going to look like that,
Yeah.
The kids aren't going to look like that,
Yeah. Well, we had Howie on a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
it was he talked about basically chasing style for years
Yeah.
and then not trusting himself to develop his own.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, he has an incredible
Yeah,
avenue where he does
absolutely.
beautiful work.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife has an amazing lake piece by him.
Yeah. I watched him. I worked with him for years, side by side with him and seen him progress amazingly. I've seen him progress as a human being amazingly too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
No,
truthfully,
100%.
that's
So, that's,
Hey,
it's
man.
always a joy to see him and see what he's became.
Yeah.
I've known him a lot of years.
A lot of us didn't
Angelo,
have a
me too,
fucking
bro.
chance on paper,
He's
dude.
been
I don't think
he's been a brother of mine for
Yeah.
a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Since like 30 years he's been a brother of mine, and I got two pieces on my shin, this one and this one, and it is such a perfect, this is what he was doing back when he was working over at Ink Facts.
Yeah.
This is what he was doing then, and this is what he's doing now.
Right.
And the piece that he did on this shin to me is dope, and he's still like, it's not,
Yeah.
it's just not what,
Yeah.
Right.
I'd rather do a rose with Yoda coming out
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
but
Star
he's
Wars.
so in love with
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff,
cool.
and that's him. He's such a nerd,
Yeah.
It's awesome. But to watch him come into it and to watch all these other people around us come into it and become real, like true to themselves artists, Luis,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
insane,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
I kind of quit tattooing for a while and just sat around and drank all day, every day for like a good year, 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And finally, one day I was just like, I looked over at my record shelf and it was just full of beer bottles and shit. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And it was celestial, dude. Like, literally, I was sitting there in the room all by myself thinking, dude, what the fuck are you going to do, dude? Like, you don't have a resume. You haven't paid taxes in 30 years. You don't got shit going on.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And my son texts me, hey, man, they're hiring at my, because he already worked
He already
there.
worked there, right?
They're hiring
and there's
my
a bunch
work.
of little savages over there.
Yeah,
dude.
he's out. They're hiring at my
guild,
work.
yeah.
Are you looking for a job? I'm like, we'll make a resume today. And like literally 2 days later, I started working and it changed my whole entire life in another positive direction.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
That's
That's
beautiful,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got him in the main guild because he worked for the shipping thing. And then there was an opening in my building where we make the
Yeah,
guitars
yeah.
and fucking, I'll bring him on over. What's up?
Yeah, man. That's cool. I swear to God, we won't fight.
Right?
Yeah, no, we're cool, man.
No,
We're
I
not
know,
like
I get
that.
it, you
People
know,
would
it's
think
amazing.
that, you know, and especially people who know him, especially him. I'm sure he would think that I'd be like way more of a dick. Mm-hmm. I could be a dick.
Because you're still a dad.
Yeah.
Dude. You're still a
I could
fucking
be a
dad.
dick.
All dads are dicks.
You know,
Dude.
Right?
But it's
Yeah,
not like that with
definitely.
him, dude.
Yeah,
I
we
just-
all have-
Definitely count for
I can
that.
bust his balls a little bit, dude,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
like, I know he's my bro too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he's
Well, and
my-
it's like, we talk a lot about like rite of passage especially for boys, dude. Like, you know what I mean? For like, I'm sure he's had many moments.
he's
in his
finding
life
it now.
Is
Now
he?
he's finding I don't want I don't want to help you.
Oh,
And,
snap.
yeah, and
yeah.
it's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's
It's
trying to
good.
fight back. He's trying to push back, but he always ends up helping me.
Yeah, man.
It's always
there
the
you go.
technical shit, dude. I'm like I don't got patience or the mind.
Yeah.
He's like me in that way.
Oh, yeah?
I'll always tell him, nah, dude, I'm not going to do that. And next thing you know, I'm
fucking do
doing
it.
it again.
Yeah,
Fuck. Well, especially being a father of girls, dude. It's like,
Damn,
you're
offend
fucking
me
just-
again.
You're just giving up. I give up everything for those girls.
for
man.
sure, yeah.
And I was raised by women as well. You know what I mean? I had a mom and 3 sisters.
Oh,
And
man.
motherfucker, dude, it was just, you can't. My mom called me, literally almost convinced me to drop everything I was doing today to go help her set up a fucking eBay account. I was like, you know what? I got shit to do
Almost,
today, man. I literally was like going to be like late for the podcast. Because mom was like, I need help. I'm like,
That's funny.
fuck, all right, man. As soon as the ladies start asking for shit, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I ask a lot from my son.
yeah.
It's all like piddly bullshit stuff, dude.
Yeah.
But I do override him. So, I always pull in I have a couple of cars that I keep in the garage, and like I have to.
And you have a beautiful fucking car, dude. I saw it at the car show.
Yeah, that's right.
God
yeah,
damn,
yeah.
dude.
So he directs me in all the time, but he's the only one that can do it. Because if his mom does it, I'll just yell.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But he just like, yeah, you're good, and we're in. So the other day I'm pulling up, dude, and he's like, he just walked right past me, see me backing up. He just walked right in the house, dude. I'm like, hey, I'm like, dude, I need your help. And he came out, he's like, I didn't want to help you, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't want to help you, but here I am, you know.
Yeah, that's some of my favorite shit is watching. We would go camping a lot, and we'd get to a site early just to watch fucking husbands and wives pull into spots, and a fucking husband be like, "Am I good, Donna?"
Right,
And she's
yeah.
like, "You're good." She's standing behind the fucking
Yeah,
car.
yeah,
like,
that's how it is.
You're like,
That's
"Oh
how
my
it is."
god, it's the
Yeah.
fucking worst."
Right,
Man.
right, yeah.
Oh, I hate it, dude. I hate it. I hate
Not
it.
even
But
trying.
he's a fucking trooper, man. I give him all the respect and everything. man.
I give him all the respect. I worked with my dad for years. Hardest thing I've ever done in my
spent
life.
more time
We
with him
fist
than I did
fights. We
anybody.
fucking did the whole thing.
Yeah.
He got me into my industry and motherfucker.
Yeah.
Angelo,
that was
you've
rough.
obviously done a good job, man.
Oh, you know what it did with his
for your
mother
boy
too.
to be where he's at.
You know, his mother too. You know, his mom's.
It's really the moms. It's really
amazing
the moms
mother.
that keep this shit together.
But he's all, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying.
We
Yeah.
raised them honestly, dude. They seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the great. And we're
Yeah.
always honest with them. We never lied to them or made them believe that something else was something that it wasn't. This is real life. We're living in the real world, and this is it. You
Yeah.
know? But one thing that we did, I think that me and my wife did show them was unconditional love in our relationship. Because we did have hard times because we were together really young. So you have those growing pains.
A long
lot of
time.
them.
And
How
then
long you guys
A
been
lot
together?
of
Like
them.
almost 36 years.
36
Yeah.
years.
And you
yeah.
guys, you're on,
I've known him
wife
longer
four.
than her.
Are you on
Yeah.
wife 4 now? Is that how it
Yeah.
works?
Are you still just out there dropping seed?
You just dropping dongs?
You're
or
just
what?
trying to get another daughter out there, just fucking freeform.
I've been running it single
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
I've had dates here and
Yeah.
there and,
And
stuff,
God,
but
and God bless you.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And bareback.
As a married man
and
for
totally
18 years.
bareback.
And got,
just
I got-
dropping.
raw dogging randoms.
Raw
you know?
dogging. Hey man, I'm looking for another girl, man. Just
Trying to build that
open up.
softball
Yeah.
team, man. I'll get
Throw
there.
those legs back. I'm coming in hard.
He's
Now,
out here
now I
living,
keep a nice stock of
There you go.
condoms in my top.
There you go.
Yeah.
So ladies,
He's out here
some
living
action.
pre-COVID. Dude.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful, man. Yeah, being a dad's tough. Being in a
Yeah.
band's fucking tough.
Well, that band thing was tough on my relationship.
Yeah.
I always played in band. My wife was with me when I tried out for my very first band. So she's been with me from the beginning all the way till now.
Right.
And, I can honestly say, some of the biggest mistakes I made, and that was the selfish part of it, like wanting to pursue things.
Yeah.
And getting opportunities and taking them even though I knew it was
fuck
hurting
you guys,
shit
yeah.
at home. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
bless her heart, dude. And I'm always grateful to this day, always grateful that she still stuck it out with me and gave me the opportunity
It's a good team.
to, to make shit right. You know?
That's having a good team. It's having a good
we are a
partner,
good
man.
team.
I tried to
You
make
know?
that team. I failed 3 times.
But you got 3.
I got 3 beautiful
gorgeous,
kids that I
amazing
just
kids.
love, you
Yeah,
know.
you do.
Yeah, and
You
they're
do.
all over 18. You know, they're all grown up. So these days, it's like I gotta try and reach out a little harder to get them because it used to be like, oh, I know I'm
my
picking them up. I'm hanging out with you
Oh,
this weekend.
dude.
Now it's just like,
Hey,
this. It's like
They
I
don't
got
give
you
a
on,
shit.
man. Like I said, mine's 28, and I was mom, dad. Mom went off on her own little tangent, but so I've raised her,
Right.
and I still like, man, come on, call me, kid.
wanna
Like I
hang
wait
out?
for her to call me, anything, and then finally I'm just like, man, fuck this, and I'll call her. Hey, what's up, kid? What are you doing? The only person in the world I FaceTime is her, and they'll be like, hey, I just wanted to see your face, man. I miss you, kid. Oh, Dad,
She's like, whatever,
you're such a
dude.
dork.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cool though, and I don't know if you get this yet. My daughter's boyfriend is the shit. He's cool as fuck, man. He is just cool. He's just a good fucking dude. I'm gonna turn him on to BoilerMan. He's gonna fucking love
That's
it.
cool.
He's gone through some shit. You know, he's gone through a lot of stuff,
care,
man.
right?
Yeah, they met in NA. They met, you know, both of them went through their stuff. They got together, but being able to just call her up, joke around with her while he's in the background and talk shit to him. He's talking shit back. She's talking shit to me for talking shit to him. Like, and I'm just giggling about the whole thing, man. It's the fucking best, man.
That's
you
good.
know,
I'm sure it
I'm
feels
just because I
good for a
listen to you
dad.
talking about your son, and I got a nephew that I get to be a part of, and I get to be a part of his life, and we love each other to death, man. But hearing what it's like, man, I need to try to lighten up on that little fool, you know, because I still got that Oxnard shit where I'm like, hey, motherfucker, get your shit right, man. Like if you're depressed, fucking work out, get another job. You work 3 jobs, you don't have
We have
time
those
to be
moments.
depressed,
We do have those
you know?
moments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
And, you
yeah.
know, but we have a really good communication. Or I might come off like that in the beginning, but we always find that common place to like talk about things rationally. When he
Right.
was a kid, he never got spanked because when he did something fucked up, we'd go walk somewhere or go get out of the environment we're in and actually sit down and
Yeah.
I'd ask him, why are we doing this? Or why is this happening?
Right.
And what are we going to do to prevent it?
Yeah.
So we always had talks. So he grew up having the discussion with me. So
Right. Open discussion.
very open,
God
dude. So
damn,
we have a
that's
very
nice.
open discussions on anything in life. Dude.
Yeah.
You know, but I still have that thing. But I also too, you know, I mean, I don't want to like candy coat everything for me. There's
You can't,
It's
you
got to
know.
be a little hard sometimes. you know
I
what
have
mean?
2 kids. I have 3, 14, 12. Never spanked them. I think I swatted one of them on
He
the
got-
butt,
he
and it
got
fucking
one-
hurt my feelings
Yeah, he
more
got
than
it one
theirs.
time.
But
he
I have
got
a
one
3rd
3
kid,
times he was gonna get it.
and I'm thinking about starting to spank that little son of a bitch, dude. That fucking
Hey,
kid's
man.
savage.
And what's going to
He's
happen
fucking
is
insane.
Bronson's going to go fuck you and stab you
I
in the
fucked
fucking
up.
neck.
I named him
Little
Bronson.
fucking-
and It's been a
Oh,
problem
dude.
from day one, dude.
You know, it's
crazy.
really it's hard growing up in the culture that we grew up in, and not like last night I had to deal with my nephew and trying to talk to him and it's just both of us just immediately come into it like distressed, like just both of us are like, he's like, man, I knew this was coming and I've been dreading this, and I'm like, bro, me too. So, and it didn't sound nearly this good.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
and then
yeah.
we're both just trying to talk to each other,
Right.
and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I love he's my nephew, but he's been with me his whole fucking life. I've always had his back. He's always been there with me. That's my little fucking dude. And we end up just going like a week to have a simple conversation, and the conversation always starts out at 10, and then we try to work it down to 7.5 or 8. You know,
If
and
you're
it's
lucky,
just the
yeah.
total dysfunction of
Yeah.
growing up hood rats. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just
yeah.
not being able to. I'm so envious of hearing you to be able to like having the wherewithal to be able to take away the. And I'm guessing your grandmother had something to do with this.
My grandmother was the number one person in my life
Yeah.
forever, dude. Like
Yeah.
number
Yeah,
one.
well,
My
it's,
mom was kind of. I didn't really ever feel tight with her. She was there the whole time, dude. But we have our own crazy
Stuff.
history.
Got
Right.
you.
You know what I mean? But my grandmother was the everything in my world, dude. The one who made me feel loved. The only one that made me feel loved. The only one that like took time, seen my talents, pushed my talents, did everything she could to
Yeah.
You know,
Encourage
but
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the number one person.
Well,
in
yeah,
my
it's
life.
crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then you talk, the difference of talking to my daughter to talking to my son. My daughter, she'll say something, and I'm like, you motherfucker, it just hurt my feelings so bad.
Yeah,
and
they
you
can
weren't
do that,
wrong.
kinda.
You weren't fucking
Yeah.
wrong, dude. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
fuck you, 14-year-old. Fuck, I'm gonna think about this till 2 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
dude. And the girls just they cut you, dude. It's
Yeah,
fucking
they
wild, man.
can,
Yeah,
man.
it's wild.
They can.
So what do you guys got going on for the band? We have you guys got an
OPAC.
awesome show coming up
Yeah, we're
this
playing
weekend
on Sunday.
OPAC on
That's
Sunday.
OPAC on Sunday with Bat.
with Bat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
were playing
amazing.
at the 6 on Tuesday.
Okay.
Some weird.
Yeah, it's
off-night
Metal
thing.
Wednesdays on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we never played there. Or anything,
Yeah, man,
so
yeah,
it's-
we just played there. It's
so
pretty cool.
it's
It's interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. Take your time. Get the sound guy to do what
Yeah.
you need him to do.
Cool.
That was a problem.
Right.
And there's also water dripping on the fucking PA.
yeah.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's weird. It's,
I've-
it's
yeah,
a little
I've
odd.
had that
I
before.
mean, it's classic downtown Ventura, dude.
Yeah.
You're like going, you're all great spot.
Right.
What the fuck, dude?
man, we had
like,
the-
what the fuck happened?
We
you
had
know?
the coolest show at the Sansui. What day? When was
I've
that?
never played there.
Dude, we had a killer show.
We're
there,
too
dude.
fucking
We played
loud.
with
Or my
Romper.
bands have always been way too loud, I think.
We played with Romper and then the Neurotics.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And dude, it was a killer show. It packed killer. Everybody was super into it. And
Mm-hmm.
like when they were like, it was so packed that it was like right on us.
Oh, wow.
So Floyd
That's
had
awesome.
to like put his foot in front of my pedal board so he didn't unplug my pedal board. Dude, it's like one of those moments where it's like everybody.
Was it all the family? Was it like? There's a crew of people that go to the shows.
It was everybody and
that
then
are
some, dude.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. It was really, really good.
Yeah,
night.
all three
were
bands
killer.
had like a good crowd there.
Good
and it was
crowd,
like
yeah.
it was
It was
packed
killer.
for every band.
Well, people were starving after COVID. Everyone's over it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I really appreciate you guys coming on the
Oh,
podcast.
we
Where can
appreciate
everyone find all
yeah.
your shit? Throw out some Instagram handles or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
BoilerMan, RFA.
Yeah.
Facebook,
and then
Instagram.
And
all the
Instagram,
normal shit.
All the normal shit.
And all-
Bandcamp, I would assume.
yeah,
right?
we're all
Yeah.
over all the.
Bandcamp, yeah.
Yeah.
All BoilerMan / RFA.
RFA. Yep.
And
I
then
believe
make
so,
sure
you
and
find
check
them
them
all.
out. They're playing with Bat on the 20th, Sunday,
Yeah.
coming up this weekend.
Yep.
We just
with-
talked about it.
with
Now you
Bat.
have to look at your phone to figure it out.
I was gonna list the
We
bands.
just
I mean,
talked
is this
about
a-
it, and now you got to look.
I'm
at
sorry.
Your phone.
I'm sorry. I'm over here doing fucking work today.
Well,
okay?
finally,
I don't just
finally.
roll in from
I'm
New
tired
Orleans.
of carrying you all the time.
Jesus. So, BoilerMan, Pink Mist, Goat Rhythm, Bat,
Yeah.
which is a legendary
Yeah.
fucking band.
Yeah.
You know, at the OPAC here in
That's
Oxnard
gonna be cool.
on the 20th.
It's
Go
good
check
to
them
see,
out, man.
It's
Support
really cool
the
to
fucking
see all the
local
shows
music.
coming back to the
Yeah.
OPAC.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You know,
awesome.
It's
yeah,
bitchin'.
it really is.
Yeah. I just the whole scene's flourishing right now, dude, and it's
Yeah.
super
It's
exciting.
incredible.
It's very
There's
nice.
so many good bands, so many good people.
Coming back
It's exciting.
strong.
There was a time where it really wasn't that strong.
Yeah.
We were in a band called Corrupt Defile, dude. It was a mean thrash metal band, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Super evil. That's was the fun of it all. It was just completely over the top evil.
Right,
But
right.
we were killing it. We have a record out on that.
Okay.
Too. But anyways, we were playing then, and there wasn't really that much scene going on here, dude. We played
Yeah.
there was nobody to play with here. What years was that? Was that what?
what was that? Like
Probably,
Yeah, there was a lull.
probably
like,
4 years ago.
No, longer than that.
No, it was
No, it was the Obama
Yeah, it's
years,
more than
probably.
10 years ago.
Yeah, more than
so-
10 years ago.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
can't-
weird because the Obama years
we were
shit
bummed.
died off, and then as soon as Trump got elected, everyone's all "fuck this," you know, and everyone started like,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
we,
2009,
we were
2010,
tripping like,
yeah.
dude, there's no bands to play here.
Yeah,
Like, there's
the
no
scene,
place to
like,
play.
was changing,
And
you know
luckily
what I
we
mean?
hooked up with outside bands, so we played all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
We did a little tours and shit with that band was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, to see it from then and then to see it now, it's just
Yeah.
like, man, it's so inspiring.
It's
and to
crazy.
see all the young
the kids
dude,
are out,
I'm
man.
so
There's a new
stoked to see
generation.
the new
I
generation.
love it. Dead
I'm
Heat, those
fucking all
kids are
about
fucking
it, dude.
killing it.
Every
Super
every
rad.
week,
It's amazing.
Every week, I'm looking at all these different places.
It's
that
not
are
rad.
playing,
Every
and all
weekend
these
there's something
shows,
rad going on.
something crazy.
Yeah.
Whether
Just like
it's
on
OPAC or
what Friday,
GG's or
Black Friday, fucking Robot Uprising's playing GG's.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Romper's playing over at the Deer Lodge. And
Right. Saturday.
I think it's on I
Deer
think it's the
Lodge?
same night.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Persecutors playing over at fucking
you
at
go.
GG's as
That
well.
bums me
Yeah.
out when
like
there's
so
so many
rad.
good shows
I
on
know.
the same night. So
I
I'm like,
know. It's a
oh,
good problem to
my
have,
God.
though.
That's a damn good problem to
It's a
have.
good problem
Yeah.
to have,
Yeah.
man. Well, thank you so much for coming
Oh,
on. the
thank you
podcast,
for
man.
having
I
us.
really
Yeah,
appreciate you, man.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Kill
Good
it.
times, man. Thank you, guys.
Let's get the fuck out of here.